thank you for coming to B-Side. This is the first interview on this new platform, trying to, set the tone for a lot of undiscovered great talent like yourself. And we just gonna have a great conversation and, try to inspire the up and coming DJs, by just sharing these stories.
No, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. I always love to be part of this, man. Sharing knowledge and sharing my experiences and, give tips to up and coming DJs and DJs that are doing stuff now. If I can help them up with something that, was a hardship for me, but it could be a benefit to them, it's always my pleasure, man. So I'm glad I can be part of it and thank you for having me, as always.
Man, thank you for coming. Thank you for sitting in. So let's get it started. When did you first start DJing? Like, what year was that?
94.
In '94.
94, I started.
And what inspired you? Like, who inspired you, or like what inspired you to become a DJ?
Yeah, definitely, man. There's always a backstory to everything. So my cousin, my older cousin, he was a DJ, and he did like all the nightclubs in the Bronx and in the city, and he did all the college parties. He was like the man for the college parties. So, me being 13, 14, and always going to his house, and him been practicing, and I had an older brother that would always take me to these spots with them, when they used to go out. So. Um, that kind of put the bug in me, man, and got me inspired to want to DJ and to want to do it. You know what I mean? Just the love for the music and the love, seeing the control with the crowd. That was it for me, man. That was like my first love with it. And I got started from there. That's what inspired me.
Yeah, those are special moments when you witness that at such a young age. It's like it's almost like you get starstruck, really. Because my cousin,
Absolutely.
it was the same thing watching them. It was just amazing. The name, you got a dope name, I must say. What? How did you get that name?
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. It's funny because I actually little backstory. I stopped DJing for like 10 years. I stopped DJing. I wasn't like no music, no DJing, no practicing, nothing. And my name back then was DJ A Solo. That was my name back then. And I could have came back with the name again, but I wanted something that not only stood out, but when you heard it once,
Yeah.
it just stood in your head. You understand? So I remember my first party coming back into the scene. I was with my family. I was just joking around. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be on the mic like, yo, my name is DJ Moka. Moka's in the building," and everybody was just like, "Oh shit, that's crazy. That's catchy. That's a catchy name." And everybody in the family kept on just saying that, "Yo, Moka's in the building. Moka's in the," and I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I think this is the name for me." So what I wanted it to do to like separate it from, because people always think about like mocha, like so mocha in Spanish is fly. You understand?
Okay.
But you write that with a C. You understand? So I put the K, and then like to just give it that twist, the K is always backwards in my name. You understand? So that kind of is what like the signature was. But I just like the way it sounded, and it was like a one word name. You understand that when you hear it, it just sticks. That was my thing with that.
Do you feel it's really important to have a strong name? You feel like person's skill has to really match their name? How important is that to you?
Um, it's important and it's not important in different levels. So my thing is, you know, moving forward, like beyond DJing, right? So let's say, you looking to get into a whole different market. That name is going to matter because you want a name that's going to be able to be commercial. You understand? You don't want a name like Killer 2.48. Like you understand? So my thing mostly is like having a name that's going to represent something and is also going to stand out from the rest. I think if you like Supermaster C, like to me personally, you can have that name and be an average DJ. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But when you're looking past that, then that's what matters. So, when you're looking past that and you're like looking to be in like red carpet events, you're looking to be in like, on TV and stuff, your name has got to not only represent something, but it's gotta be okay to be publicized in the public eye. You understand? So I think that that's when you come up with a name, sometimes you can't think about it right then, but as you look forward into the future and depending what you want to do, because some people just want to do the club scenes and they just want to do the, you know, private event scenes, and that's okay. But I think once you get past that and you want to get to the next level, your name has to be signature, and it has to be a name that one could be copyrighted, and two, you can publicize it anywhere and it'll be okay. You know?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. You explained that very well. When you first started out, like this is interesting to me because I always like to see what DJs like what equipment they started on.
Yeah.
Um, I started with the straight arm joints that went to the end, and they when they got to the end of the record, it pick up by itself and go back. That's what I started. It's so crazy. What was your first like turntables, your equipment when you started out?
So I'm gonna tell you right. I'm gonna be honest with you. So period. So my first thing, like for me to like to practice, like to put my weight on in my hand, because with turntables and the needle, you had the right level of weight on it. You understand? And
Facts.
so my parents had the all-in-one turntable
Okay, I
in
remember
the
with
living
the
room.
radio and the
You
tape
know?
deck and stuff.
Yeah. So I was fucking that up. I'm gonna tell you right now, that shit was all fucked up because of me. Like I think I purchased a couple needles for them because of that. Um, but nonetheless, though, my first setup was the Gemini 1800s,
Okay, I
which were
remember
the closest thing to the 1200s at that time. You understand?
that's the
Because
one
they
that came with the Pickering needle, right? Yeah,
exactly, yeah. So it had the tilted arm and everything, and you were able to put it sideways, but nothing compares to the 1200s. But I think that the belt drive and the weight of it and everything was the closest thing to a 1200. So that was my first turntable, and I believe my mixer. I had the two channel Gemini with the wood panel on the side. I had that one. I had that mixer. Yeah,
that joint
because
too.
my
That
cousin.
record you told me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
My cousin passed it down to me, and then after that, I believe that I upgraded to like a four channel Gemini. I forgot the model of the mixer, but it was like a four channel Gemini mixer with the meter in the
Yeah,
middle. You understand?
the
Yeah, that's
needles
what.
that move back. Oh man,
Yeah. That's what I
very
had.
yo, that's incredible. I see a lot of people going back and forth with like arguing with the. I always see it in chats and online with the controllers and the turntables. Now, as far as like we know, we come from that turntable era, both of us. The controllers, like, what do you feel is a big difference in the controllers and the turntable? We know that the turntables have the needle, controllers all digital and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, what's your like take on that? Like the difference?
I mean, like my take personally, I don't have a problem with people using turntables or controllers. If you rocking out, you rocking out. But what I will say is, when you see somebody doing something on turntables and they're dominating it and they have the control, it's a different level of respect. You understand? Because with controllers, it's digital. You understand? So it's spinning. So no matter where you drop it, it's gonna stay there. It's gonna keep on rocking there. You might have to push it up a little bit, you know, but you don't have to worry about needles. You don't have to worry about it skipping. You don't have about the latency of the turntable. So um, I don't care what you rock, but when you're rocking turntables and you're rocking with needles, it's just a different level of not only control, but I feel like discipline with manipulating those two patterns. You understand? But we have to be realistic. Right now, we're in a time where um, controllers are the future. You understand? And digital is the future. Like, I don't use records anymore. I have records, but we really don't use it. We use everything internally in the laptop. So even us on turntables, to a certain extent, we're kind of like, moving forward with the future and like cheating, in other words. But yeah, there's a different level of respect when you see somebody really cutting it up and killing it on turntables opposed to to a controller. That's my take on it.
Do you feel that the people that started out on turntables have an advantage over like the newer DJs that's using controllers?
Yeah, I think so. Like, when we started, we had no BPM, so everything was ear. You understand? So from myself training back then and playing back then, right now I can hear a song and I can already know where I need to go because I can hear it, what BPM is on, even without looking at the screen. You understand? I think that's one, and I think just mastering the control of manipulating two records and also blending two records. A lot of people nowadays, um, especially in the club scene, most of them are just slamming records.
Yeah.
Mike slam, Mike, and that's okay because for that scene, that's kind of what you're doing. You understand? Like you're running through records. But me personally, even if I'm in a club scene, I have to be able to give deliver it in a way that I feel is gonna not only do right by me, but also to the ear of the listener. Also, you know what I'm saying. So I still like to give, blend songs in. You understand? Delivered in a way where you're not expecting it for to be delivered in that way. And I think um, right now the controller scene, and all that. I think that's the advantage that we have over them when it comes to that.
I went to this club in DR, and that's what they was doing. They was just like slamming records one after another. And I mean, they had the
Yeah,
jumping. Now, do you think that that requires you to have is that a skill more,
no.
or is it just like a thing where they going by feeling, looking at the crowd, seeing, oh, let me play this one next? You think there's any skill required in that?
I mean, slamming records, no. But when a DJ is rocking the mic and it's giving off that energy at the right time to come into that next record, that requires skill. You understand? Because not only is that premeditated, right? But it is also showing that you can read the crowd and get to the crowd to where you want to. But I think slamming records in general, for me personally, I don't think it's not a skill set, because ultimately anybody, right? Anybody can go to a club. Okay, this guy played X, he played Y, he played Z, he played D, he played A, he played this. I'm gonna listen to Hot 97. I'm gonna write that track list down. I'm gonna play all those songs, and guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get a reaction no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in a club, that's the kind of energy you wanna go. You wanna feel, and that's the experience you want to feel in a club. And I think that it's right for those environments because those environments that's what it is, party mode. You understand? So, but but I don't think that's like I said, I don't think it's a skill set. But like when it comes to manipulating the mic and being on that mic, because I'm a mic rocker too. I'm a party rocker on the mic.
Yeah.
So I think that requires skill set. You
Okay.
understand? To
Now,
be able to do
the
that.
mic, how important it is? Do you think it is for a DJ to, be on the mic? Is that like, is there any other way? Like, say if a person really is not used to being on the microphone or whatever, is there any way they can avoid being on the mic? Or
Of course. I think you know every tool at the end of the day, prime at any tool, it's just an asset to your arsenal. You understand? So if you can scratch, amazing. If you can't scratch, okay. You can blend, amazing. You can't blend, okay. So I think you know now when you rock the mic, rocking the mic, dude, is a different level of connection and engagement with the crowd. You understand? You ever seen those party rockers on the mic when they rocking and the crowd is just reacting to and everything's just sounding so flawless?
amazing, yeah.
That's a skill set. You understand? It's beautiful to have, but it's not gonna take away from anything if you're a dope DJ. If you're a dope DJ, you're gonna be able to rock out and manipulate. You're gonna figure out other ways to get the same reaction that somebody's doing on the mic with the skill set that you're doing. You
Facts.
know?
So, what do you think the your best advice to give somebody to like get their skills up on rocking that mic? What is
I
that?
think I think first and foremost, practice at home.
Mhm.
Understand? Um, my little secret is a lot of times I'm in the car and I'm listening to music in general, and depending what the song is, I'm in my head. One time, everybody, put your and I'm doing things like that in my car, just driving.
Mhm.
Like if I'm hearing a break in a song, I'm saying, everybody's on, let's stop. Like you're just practicing in your head. And I think that practice is what perfects that skill set when you're in public. You understand? And then little by little, it's just like everything else. If you want to be nice on the one and twos, you got to practice.
Yeah.
If you don't practice, at the end of the day, when you go out and play that set, somebody who knows, understands DJing, they're gonna look at it like, okay, he lacked there. Oh, he slacked off there. Oh, this was not good. This was not a good transition. Oh, the the notes were not on the same, so it sounded a little bit crazy. You get what I'm saying? So I think with anything else, it just comes based down to practice.
Mhm.
And my game is practice. I wasn't the best mic rocker, in the beginning,
Yeah.
but through the years and through the practice and feeling comfortable, because at the end of the day, you have to feel comfortable with that mic and rocking that mic in front of people. So I think it's just come down to practicing. That's my